Hello and welcome back to an episode of Septerra. When we last left off, we had entered the library and there's a dude to talk to.
Hey, how's it going? Not a very talkative fellow.
Who was apparently doesn't talk too much. However, there is something over here. As you can see, there are books. I am not going to read these books, as I believe I mentioned in the previous episode. Because if I say click on this, it's quite a lot to read. There's a couple over a dozen books in here, so I'm just going to have the screen up on each book for a few seconds, and if you want to read them, feel free to pause and read them yourself. However, these two books, make sure there's none in the covers, because there are, these two books tell us some story important things, which is specifically that zombie blood is acid and can melt anything, and it tells us the Book of Drax, and this is his head. Looks kind of familiar to something we saw in the graveyard, doesn't it? However, first, I would like to finish exploring the rest of the library first. The Book of Helgak. Favorite Goose stories. Some of these are just kind of, nice to have. Like, they just give a little bit of background to some things in the world, like the Book of Helgak. These elementals and demigods give you information about the world in general, about the religion that goes on. And stuff like that Ghost Stories book was really just placed in for fun. Apparently I can read a book from across the room. Is there another book on that? No. Should be a book up here and on the other side as well. Elementals and Demigods, Volume 10. I saw that. And then there's even more over here. As I said, this is a library and effectively gives you as much lore to the game as the first episode did. Believe I didn't get this one. Yeah, that one's explaining Marduk, but it's giving it in a little bit of a different kind of way, more detailed, and also these books of elementals and demigods also explain the magic system in the game. Because, as I said, each god in the world is represented by a magic card. And each card has its strengths and weaknesses, as you would expect. Like, Earth is weak to air, and can I move? For some reason, that's not letting me move any more forward. I think I can read it from here. Is there one on this side? Does not look it. The life sciences. It's actually making fun of evolution. I wouldn't say making fun of evolution because that sounds bad, but it's putting its own little evolution versus creationism thing right there. It's like, oh, that's preposterous that we came from that kind of thing because everybody's so heavily religious in this particular universe. World, or whatever I'm supposed to call it. And if you notice, there is also a monk with a brown robe instead of that monk with the red robe. Let's see if the brown robe has something different to say.
What is this place?
This is the library of Wind City. What would you like to know?
No, I thought it was the toilet, you see, and all this was just reading material for when you were on the can.
This place is even bigger than Aziz's temple.
Aziz? I once knew a man named Aziz. Bright fellow.
Oh, hey, remember how Aziz said that he used to travel the world? Well, there you go.
Do you have any books on robotics?
What?
You notice that one of the different quirks about this being just a shell down but entirely different culture, they don't really have a whole lot of robotic stuff. They have machinery, but they call it machinery or doohickeys or not gadgets, but
Do
like
you
that.
know anything about the statue in the graveyard?
It's the likeness of an ancient necromancer, Drax. The statue was defiled years ago. Its head lies in the library for safekeeping. Some say the head was removed to keep the curse of Drax from animating the statue. But that's just a myth.
Oh yeah, totally a myth.
What's up with the monks?
They have taken a vow of silence in protest to the proposed dissolution of the Holy Guard. The monks have proposed a system by which the city would be run by both the Guard and the Presidency, with the library as a third branch to keep power balanced. But the people do not listen.
No, we don't want things even. We want to be ruled by a dictator because the dictator says it's a good idea.
Do you know a man named Bowman?
A great, yet troubled man.
Why?
President Dugan wants to dissolve the Holy Guard, the protectors of Wind City, and rule without the checks and balances that the Guard provides. Bowman, who leads the Guard, must decide if he should force the people into the light of truth or give in and watch as they are led down a dark path of lies.
There's a hell of a lot to talk about. Let's talk about Wind City.
Do you know of Marduk?
Wind City was founded by his followers.
His followers?
Yes, for Marduk raised the 7 winds of Septerra, 7 armies, 1 of each world shell, and led them against Gemma and his dark legions. Marduk slew the Dark One and captured his demon minions to be called only by Marduk's followers. Our holy guard of the 7 winds carry on Marduk's teachings.
It's asking about Septerra itself.
Do you know how the Great Spine works?
Yes, I've studied it well. The spine connects all the world shells like a giant rod from the North to the South Pole. It gathers the energy created by the rotation of the continents, which act like giant turbines. This energy is used to power the core, and is the source of the energy that we all use to cast spells and power our machinery.
We kind of already learned that already, but it was just, like I said before, things will occasionally overlap, like this thing right here, but, sometimes you'll actually learn new information that you didn't know before. It's nice to know because, it's an RPG game. Half of the game is story and lore based.
Tell me the story of the Fates.
During the infancy of our world, the Creator fashioned 2 relics of power that could be used to communicate with the core and receive its power. Many men fought over these keys, but only one succeeded in snaring them away from God. The demon Gemma, who also kidnapped Kira, the angel of light, to be his bride. When his host of angels failed to defeat the demon, the Creator sent Marduk, his only begotten son, to defeat the forces of darkness and left the affairs of men forever. Marduk searched for Gemma's secret fortress, assembling an army of warriors from every world shell, the army of the 7 winds. But an army cannot fight what they cannot find. When all hope appeared lost, Dogo, a trickster demon, convinced Gemma that he should allow Kira to have at least one item of comfort: a mirror. She could use it, he argued, to make herself beautiful for her new lord. Gemma, ever greedy and lustful, agreed. Dogo created her mirror from the very stuff of the core and gave it to the captured angel. She used it to reflect her light into the heavens, creating the stars. Marduk, seeing this sign, followed the brightest to Gemma's hidden lair. After a battle that raged for 100 days, the Son of God smote Gemma. Marduk sent the demon's soul to the secret places of the earth. His blood became rivers, and his eyes the darkness of death. Gemma's body was thrown into the hellish pits of Janak, there to burn for all eternity. Afterwards, Marduk captured Gemma's demon spawn and imprisoned them within other dimensions, to be called on by his followers alone. Then he created the temple city of Babylon and ruled with Kira for many years, hiding the keys until mankind would need the gift that lies in the core.
Ah, the kingdom of heaven.
Yes, Marduk taught us that its power would one day save the world.
Well, that was a whole lot of addition to the Marduk story. So there's apparently a hidden city. And there was that whole thing about the mirror that I don't recall us actually learning. We might have learned it in the books, but if you didn't read the books and instead just listen, well, there you go. Now, I don't rightly remember if we ever go to that hidden city of Babylon, because as with games that I loved when I was younger, I never actually beat them. Even my most favorite games of all time, chances of me beating them are rather slim. But that is pretty much it. Now, how much money do we have? We only have 500. Now, the thing is that once we go into the graveyard, we effectively begin a gauntlet. A gauntlet being, we're not going to get out of the graveyard for a long time. Or we're not going to have a rest break. How's our health? Is it all full? Well, Maya's only missing 10 hit points, and that's 50 gold. And with our gold at the moment, I'd rather not waste 50 gold on 10 hit points. I believe, however,
in anything?
I can buy some stuff here. I want that sword because reasons. Nah. You, on the other hand, could very much use the medium engine. However, how many pieces of bread do we have? 15? Yeah, I'll buy the medium engine for Grub and sell his old one, which is a turbo engine, but he needs the power and various other things.
Can I interest you in anything?
Yes, I'd like to... Actually, I can sell the Heartstone. I don't think I'm going to use it anytime soon, so that would be rather nice. As for shoes, speed shoes. What about you? Could you use speed shoes? Not entirely. Our medium vest, though, would probably be very nice for you. Be very nice for Maya as well, but you don't have a whole lot of armor, Grub, so I think we'll buy you a medium vest. It may put Grub's speed
Can I
down
interest you in anything?
slightly, but he's so fast as it is that that doesn't really affect it. And now, what I'd like to do is go over to the general store and buy 5 more loaves of bread. And then we'll be ready to go to the graveyard.
Welcome. Look around.
And just out of curiosity, what else do you have? See, now the Iron Heart would be really nice for, say, Grub. Just to give him a bit of extra hit points. So a True Strike would be pretty nice too. Protects partially from Berserk and adds to armor. But an Iron Heart would be nice for Grub, it's just so bloody expensive. But like I said before, once we get a fair ways into the game, we'll actually be getting a fair lot of money from battles. I think I said that before, but at the moment we're in the early game. We're looking at all this nice stuff that we'd like, but it's kind of mid-game stuff to buy, because by then we'll be getting like 200 gold to fight, and it'll be much easier. But now we get to fight Drax. However, just in the off chance, I'd like to save. It would be that, which is the last part that I need to overwrite of when my headset wasn't working. I thought it was. It's kind of creepy. And it fits perfectly. Yep, curse is totally a miss, guys. No need to worry. It ain't gonna do any. Oh. Hi, Drax. How's it going? Welcome to the I believe the first actual boss fight of the game. I don't think we've actually fought a real boss prior to this, when I think about it. And he summons zombies. A fair bit of them. However, I'm going to save Runner for that, because Runner can actually shoot pretty well. Can shoot through two of them. Yeah, I'll wait. Yeah, because that one's moving towards mine, so the other one shouldn't be able to move out of the way by the time. God dang it, Grub, you were supposed to kill him. Now... Right. She hit the one next to him, too. I didn't know he would do that. However, we need to start killing some of these, because they're all... Every single one is extremely hurt. But... Really, Grub? But none of them are actually dead. And he's using a magic card. And he drops some damage. How much damage is that? Ow. Actually, that wasn't as bad as it looked. Alright, you need to get rid of this one trying to hug you. There you go. And this one should die too, or not. Grub, we kind of talked about this before, where you don't do a whole lot of damage where you should. You really need to work out, buddy. At least that killed it, and it also hurt Drax. I believe both zombies still have at least one more turn before they get to people. There you go. Now what is he doing? Oh, poison. At least he didn't do... Ow. Okay, he missed. That wouldn't have been too good for Grub. Because he's already poisoned. If he got hit by that thing, he'd be almost dead. Because that would have done like 14 to 15 points of damage. Again, how he's... Okay, so it's magic, so I can understand that a bit. It's magic, so I can understand you poisoning a robot, but you know what? Whereas someone swinging a pick at him, that's a bit different. Ow. Yeah, Maya, you kinda need to shove some bread in Grub's face. He kinda needs it. I forget how much health he actually has, but he's actually a fairly easy boss. It's just the hardest part is the He does, I believe, have a small chance to do a summon. There are actually summons in this game in a similar fashion to, say, a Final Fantasy, which is a combination of cards. Oh, there we go. Different combinations will summon different gods that we've read about in the library, but everybody except Maya leveled up. We got the bread back, and we also got the Earth Fate card. Grub now has health that is over 50. That makes me happy. I believe he has a slim chance to do a summons on you, which will hurt everybody and hurt a lot. But now, we're in the catacombs. However, most of the catacombs is actually inaccessible. Let us continue through them. There's a lever up there. And suddenly battle. More zombies. It's just the fact that they move... that their turn is moving like that, and it's... You can see why zombies are kind of annoying to fight. Got ugly. Guy in the corner still has a move. He's like, nah, guys, I'm gonna stand here and, you know. However, since Grub is so low health, and 2 of them are going after him, I'm going to have Grub and Maya focus on getting the ones up. Grub Wolf Runner can handle his own. And Runner should be able to... It's one of the things I hate about the zombies a lot, is that I click on that because it's about to go into the next grade, so I can shoot. And then the enemy, particularly zombies, because they move so much, stop the meter right before it goes. Can Maya kill it with the level 2? No. Ow. Yeah, that was to Runner, and he had the most... Yeah, that's why letting zombies get close to you is a bad idea. God, I was about to... Watch, this will kill him. No? Fine. There you go. Sheesh. Well, now that they're not going after Grub, I don't need to worry about them... about having to heal him, unless that one is going to walk right by Runner, and I think it's actually walking by Runner in an attempt to kill Grub. Which is rather interesting. They don't always target the closest one to them. Kinda silly, because then they have to walk even further. God dang it, Maya. No, he is indeed attacking Runner. And your level 1 should be able to do it. Was that really the way that the beam was supposed to go, Runner? You were kind of facing, like, very nearly the opposite direction. However, let's have Grub repair Runner. Now, where were we? There is an area to go over here. And it has a lever. What does lever do? It opens a door over there, for one reason or another. Which I think is the way we need to go to get up those stairs. I look around. That looks like it is correct. As you can see, there is no way to get to most of the other parts. This is the only way to actually go. I say as we get jumped. At least it's only 3 this time. This will be fairly easy. Standard. 4 was a bit much. So, max attack Grub. So, Grub and Maya together can kill one of them. Sure, like, Grub and Runner could kill one too, because Runner does so much bloody damage, but then Maya would be kind of left to herself. Come to think of it, she does actually do enough damage to be left by herself, so that might be more efficient in killing. I don't really know. Anyway, shank him, and Maya will be able to finish him off, provided he doesn't attack her first. Looks like the answer is no. And it's down. And lastly, Runner will just zap the rest. Or not. Runner's taken after his master again. So he's not too good. But Grub got to finish him off. It doesn't matter who kills what. People get experience anyway. And there's another battle over here. Oh, these are ones that we haven't seen before. When I was a little kid, those things used to freak me the hell out, mostly because of the sound they made. Oop. Floating skulls. As you can see, they try and gnaw your face off. And they can also shoot fireballs at you. They are arguably more dangerous, although less annoying, than the zombies because they actually attack, whereas the zombies usually waddle the way over to you, but their attacks don't take nearly as long to go through. That's okay, Runner only takes 6 damage from that. He can suffer a hell of a lot more of those. Maya, on the other hand, getting nommed on is not exactly bad. However, these guys do have a fair bit of hit points. Really, Runner? Only 28 damage? Are these guys weak to beams or something? Again, they seem to not take a whole lot of damage in general in comparison to the zombies. I think about it. Yeah, Grub only does 14 when he used to do quite literally twice as much. I believe it was 28 to the zombies. Okay, that actually kind of hurt. This should finish it off. Yeah, there we go. And some more moolah. However, this leads to a dead end.
This wall looks unstable.
I'll bet a well-placed bomb could bring down this whole wall.
Well, it's a shame we don't have a bomb. Because I believe that is the way, well, maybe the way into the rest of the catacombs. I don't rightly know. However, we now get to go the way that we were dedicated to, and we have, well, I should feed Maya. Now we get to go up the stairs, and if you remember from what people have said, there's nowhere to go, that the cathedral has a back entrance into the graveyard. We effectively went through the entire catacombs into the cathedral.
Who are you?
There's no time to explain. I've come to warn you of a coup led by Dugan.
Dugan?
He's in league with the Chosen.
Lord Bowman's strange troops assault the streets, and warships have been seen on the horizon. Dugan and his bounty hunters are at the cathedral doors.
Retreat through the catacombs.
Quick, we must hurry.
No, go without me. I'll buy you the time.
Never. It's not bad enough running like dogs. You want us to abandon our lord as well?
Go. If you stay, we all fall. Layla, The task of leadership now falls to you. Go to the mountains. Don't let the hope of Marduk die.
I'll do my best.
Take good care of my daughter, Corgan.
Yes, sir.
Curse you, Deegan. Are you finally satisfied?
Cut him down. What are you waiting for? Follow my orders.
He's no longer a threat. Why do we have to? I don't see any...
Because I pay you good money, dog. Now do as I say. Don't ever question me again. Now find the others, hunt them down, and bring me their bodies.
That was a rather anticlimactic fight.
Corgan, we need to split up. The guard will come with me. Go with these outlanders. Meet us at the mountains. And don't be followed.
Runner, come back!
Grub, we have to get out of here.
But...
Corgan,
Yes?
take care of yourself.
And you. Let's go, before those bounty hunters find us.
Hooray! And now we get our next character, Corgan. However, he replaced Runner. Are you sure you couldn't replace Grub? I mean, having you and Runner is actually pretty powerful. But here is Corgan. As you can see, his strike and power are through the roof. As is his armor. His armor is pretty high. Core, actually the lowest. But he is definitely a hard strike character. Also, we have $1,800 now. But this is the character that I was talking about that has Observe. Gathers target information. However, it costs 20 core. I didn't know that. But he is actually a fairly strong character. And he is why I wanted to buy a sword. Because he is stuck with a short sword. And I believe swords actually gain a lot of strike and power when you give them upgrades. So, but from now, protect some undead damage. No. Does that mean I wouldn't be able to be damaged by zombies or what? I'm not really sure. It says protects from undead damage. Does that mean when a zombie slaps you in the face, does it do no damage? Because that would actually be pretty useful on Grub, just because Grub has so little health. As you can see, his speed is also about on par with Maya's. However, he does so much more damage. As you can see here. 42. He has the speed of Maya, but hits as hard as Runner. That's why Corgan is awfully nice, and why I wish we could have had Runner instead of Grub. In fact, I think his level 1 attack may kill that zombie, if I remember the damage meters correctly. Nope. Well, must be level 2 then. Still fairly good character, it's just kind of difficult. Mainly because he... Oh, by the time we get him, if you're playing through this the first time, you wouldn't know that you're getting him, so you're like, what are these swords for? And then, if you could manage to get the sword, he would do so much more damage. However, I'm going to observe the living dead. However, Grub is in the way, so I can't actually see how much health it has. So I'm going to let Grub do a level 1 attack to this zombie to see how much health. Actually, I believe that's 60. Yep, 60. This sounds about right. I mean, I believe you can... No. Well, you'll finish that. Even though that was probably entirely unnecessary. And Grub, will not finish the zombie because grub does so little damage. Ow. See, that's what happens when I try and do observe to show off what it does and the health of a zombie. However, we did get a piece of bread back. But I think I am going to leave it off here. So when we come back, we now have Corgan in our party. I kind of wish we could talk to him to get a little bit more information on him, because that is one thing this game is missing, like interaction between the characters that you actually own, save for story-based stuff. There is, like, how you could talk to different people with different responses from the characters, that's all well and good, but there is no real interaction between the characters save for cutscenes and stuff, which isn't really the ideal thing. Because right now, he's just running with us, and it's like, oh, hi, random person with the sword, how's it going? Please don't shank me. But anyway, when we come back, through the catacombs again, and through the graveyard. That's next time. Till then, see you later.